paraphrase again a little bit. If both rural and the transition policy areas are important priorities, should we be allowing data centers in southern Loudoun in the transition policy area or in western Loudoun? And Sam, since you have the microphone.
No, we shouldn't. We need to keep the boundaries where they are. We shouldn't be moving the rural transition boundary. We also shouldn't be moving the suburban transition area boundary. Let's keep all the boundaries where they are. Let's keep the data centers in the areas that they're zoned for now. Some of those are actually really problematic. So we need to deal with possibly drawing some of those back. Yeah.
So I don't think anyone supports data coming into a rural policy area. There was a lot of discussion earlier in our term about bringing data into the southern part of the TPA. I voted against that. And the one piece of data that we have is, forgetting the name, right on the Goose. What is the name of it? Anyway, there's a data center on the Goose Creek in the TPA. You have to realize, True North, sorry, it slipped my mind, True North. That was originally an application came in for housing development in there. That was rejected by the previous board. I don't think Chair Randall voted against it, but I think other folks voted against it. And guess what? Now no, you weren't on the board, sorry. And now guess what we have? We have a data center there. So when you reject certain things, you have to understand what will come in after it. Oh, you cut me off, Kelly, or is that just me? So yeah, that's a simple question.
Yeah, I absolutely don't support Zones Cloud South. We have a power infrastructure problem in Loudoun County. We need 30 substations. I don't know if everybody's aware, in eastern Loudoun. Don't know where these are going to go. We also need high capacity transmission lines that are probably going to go along Route 7. So I absolutely think we need to mitigate the data centers that we have as much as we can, especially those near residential properties. And unfortunately, some are by right in eastern Loudoun, so we'll have to accept them and figure out how to get them to use more renewable energy. But I absolutely do not support expanding data center square footage in southern transition policy area or in western Loudoun. Absolutely not. Thank you.
The True North vote last term was a 5-4 vote, and Mr. Higgins and I were both on the losing side of that vote. It is the vote that even now, it's hard for me to get over the fact that the board that was there last year was a Republican majority board, but it's still the board, put a data center on Goose Creek. I think we will always, always, always regret that. It was interesting because the chair of the county and all 3 supervisors who touched that area voted against it. It was everyone who in the far east, Sterling or Algonquin, Miss Glass wasn't there, who voted for it. There are times when it's important to listen to the chair and the district supervisors when you have these discussions, because they really do know the district. As we're about to close out, I want to say thank you to the Equine Alliance and the Farm Bureau for hosting this. And a little while ago, my husband, who just celebrated my 30-year anniversary with me, came in the room. Thank you for being here. Everyone's looking back at him now.
Yeah,
so shy.
yeah, this is not a surprise. No on Zones Cloud South and no in Western Loudoun. And I agree, we should try to keep as much as possible, keep the data center footprint to what it is now and not expand it anymore. I just want to, while I've got the mic, I'm going to change the subject a little bit. I just want to go back to something I said earlier, and Sam and Laura have both alluded to as well, is that in my view, all of what we've been talking about is moot if 10,000 more houses are built in Western Loudoun, which is currently the projected build out under the existing zoning. We need by right, yes, by right. The by right means that the zoning ordinance allows it. You change the zoning ordinance and you change that number. And that's an important thing for us all to remember.
Okay, so Broad Run has most of the data centers in Loudoun County. I would not want the Western to have data centers. It's one thing I totally agree on. It's something I would not have. For the transition policy area, I don't think that is the place to have them as well. I know it's been a difficult recent time because the scale has been getting higher. You know, that they're now, you know, they used to be the one-story data center buildings, and now they've gotten higher. This is a very difficult thing that we have to work on as a community regarding how we are going to work on something that's that supports our economy, that gives us revenue.
So I do not support having more data centers in the southern transition policy area or the rural area. It needs to stay in the eastern part of the county, and for many of the reasons that have been stated here this evening. So I do look forward to a very spirited policy debate this election season. This has been very refreshing to go through, and there's a lot of very important issues that we as Loudoun County citizens need to talk about. And I've enjoyed this very much tonight, greatly appreciated, and happy 30th anniversary.
Yeah.